yet another awesome three-question webinar. And today, guys, I have the very lovely and talented Leticia Dominguez. She's a rock star. So, first of all, what we're going to do before we dive into it, let me kind of once again tell you what this three-question webinar is all about, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Leticia, and then she's going to go ahead and jump into it. So, three-question webinar. I mainly made this for my people in the boot camp, but anybody obviously can look at it because it's going to be live. It's going to be on YouTube. I want to help you guys see and meet the person behind the success story. I mean, it's easy to go on YouTube or just Google Beachbody transformations or Beachbody success stories, and you see a bajillion of those awesome, amazing stories. But how cool would it be if you actually got to meet with those individuals and have them answer your specific questions? Pretty cool, right? Absolutely. So that's what this is all about. This is about meeting the awesome individual behind a success story. And today we are so fortunate to have with us Leticia Dominguez. Now, I met this superstar on Instagram. I'm just going through my little Instagram, and then bam, there she is, and she's got these awesome videos. She just really gets into it, and you can tell that both she and her husband are just very committed to getting fit and helping others along the way. So then I met her in Cancun with the Beachbody. We had like a Cancun trip a couple months ago, and they're just such a lovely couple. And so just recently I was like, hey, I would love to introduce you to a couple of my superstar boot campers. And she was like, heck yeah, let's do this. So without further ado, what we're going to do is I am going to introduce you to my good friend Leticia, and she has picked three of your questions that she would like to ask, and I've got a bonus question. She didn't know about that. Yes, girlfriend, I've got a bonus question for you after the three. So
all right.
Take it away.
All right, so let's get started. I don't know if did you want me to just kind of like introduce how I got started with my journey really quick before I jump into questions?
Girlfriend, this is your show. You do your thing.
All right, well, I do want to introduce or talk a little bit about that just really quick. So my fitness journey started right after high school, right? I'm like 11 years ago, but the first 5 years was very unhealthy. Diet pills, eating disorder. It was awful. The first 5 years was just awful. It was like extreme exercising, extreme dieting, you name it. I actually almost ended up in the hospital because I blacked out, and it was just a very, very rough time in my life for like the first 4 or 5 years that I got started on my journey. And I actually got started because of a rude comment in high school. Someone called me chubby, and in front of the whole class. So when you're in high school and you're at that age, it's a big deal. So, but then in 2010, I ordered my first Beachbody program, which was P90X, and I call it my soulmate program because, I mean, it just changed my life. That's when my journey to a healthy lifestyle started. It wasn't easy because I still, had that mentality of the eating disorder and all of that, but that was the start. And so, after P90X, then came Insanity, then came Shakeology, and actually, now that I remember, I actually bought P90X from the payment plan because I couldn't afford it at the time, and Shakeology, I would get it when I would save up for it because I couldn't afford it, every single month. But I did make the sacrifices, the investment that I knew I needed to make because I just couldn't keep living the way I was living. So that's how I got started on this whole Beachbody thing. From my first program, it was actually 3 years later that I became a Beachbody coach. So it wasn't right away. It was 3 years later that I had been using Insanity, P90X, Turbo Fire, Shakeology. So it's kind of funny how that worked out. But I just did want to share with you guys of my journey because a lot of times you see people that have reached their, quote, ideal weight, and you think they've never struggled. You think they have it all figured out and we have no setbacks, but I did have a tough time to get through, but I am here now, healthy and loving fitness, and of course it's never perfect and it's still not perfect, and I'm still working for a better me, but I've come a long ways and I'm really proud of that. So now I jump into the questions. There's one that says, I really enjoy working out, and once I get in the groove, I don't want to stop, even on vacation. But there has been times that I have stopped, and it would be hard to get back in the groove. How do you stay consistent with your workouts?
Hey, Leticia, before you answer that,
Yeah.
do you know who asked that question?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Deidre?
Deidre. Okay, cool.
Yes. Awesome. So first, kudos that you work out even on vacation. I do too. But so yeah, I mean, there's times though, like especially when I come back from vacation, that I get kind of like in a funk. But what helps me stay consistent is first a few things, and this kind of falls as motivation and consistency together. And I actually just made a video for my challengers not too long ago. But I'm very competitive with myself. So I set goals for myself, and I hate to let myself down, which is weird. Like no one even would know if I missed a workout or not, but I know. I have to look myself in the mirror, or when I go to bed at night and ask myself, how did I do? So that for me is huge. I don't know, something about having to answer to myself, having to look myself in the mirror, that pushes me and that motivates me. And that's what keeps me consistent. Now, I'm not going to lie, there's times where I'm just, having a really awful day, and I just say, you know what, today I'm just going to allow myself, because it's okay to allow yourself to have one of those days. Tomorrow I'm going to get back on it. Tomorrow I'm going to kick butt again. And so you have to be okay with allowing yourself to sometimes have normal human days, because we're not robots and we're not perfect. But that's what really motivates me, is just having to look myself in the mirror and having to, live with whether I'm letting myself down or whether I'm, keeping up that my part of the deal. And then just motivation is different for everyone. Like what motivates me doesn't necessarily motivate Eric. So I think you have to find what truly motivates you, like your why. Is it your children? Is it getting into those pants again? Is it hanging out with your girlfriends and feeling as confident as they are? Like whatever your biggest drive is, that's what you need to think about every morning, every night. Put it up in posters, put it on your phone, because it's very different for everyone. So that's how I keep myself motivated. I'm just very competitive with myself, which is kind of good and kind of bad at sometimes. So let's move on to the next question from Dorothy. And she asked, how has Shakeology helped you with your weight loss process? And like I mentioned in the beginning, I couldn't afford Shakeology every single month, and my husband would give me a hard time about it. But the first time I tried it, I saw the benefits of it. So there's a few that helped me tremendously, me personally. So I have a huge sweet tooth, and I'm talking about it was really bad to where I would wake up in the middle of the night to go looking for something sweet. Like one time my husband caught me eating M&Ms like at 2 a.m., like that bad. And when I started drinking Shakeology, I noticed that I was able to control these cravings a lot more. Not perfect, I still have them, but a lot better. And that's my number one reason why I would never stop drinking it, because it controls those annoying cravings. And of course, by me controlling those cravings, it's been able to help me with my weight loss, because I'm not getting up at 2 a.m. to eat M&Ms anymore. So that's, the number one reason how Shakeology has helped me. Number two, my husband gets embarrassed when I tell people this, but many people have this issue. So I have a regularity issue. And I didn't even know I had a regularity issue until I started drinking Shakeology, and I started to be regular, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, am I supposed to be this regular? My husband's like, yes. So that's when I actually realized that I had a regularity issue, and now I don't. And it's funny because if I, go without Shakeology for a few days, like that issue comes back. So that's another reason why I will never stop drinking it. So, and it just helps me, it helps me feel healthier and be healthier. So Shakeology has played a huge role in my weight loss and healthy journey, because it's not just about weight loss, it's just about being a healthier yourself. And like I said, when I couldn't afford it, 5 years ago, I would make sacrifices and I would just make it work. So, I would not get my nails done or do things that were even making me unhealthier. And I just made it happen. I couldn't afford it every month, but when I could afford, I would save up for it, and boom, I would get it. Okay, so now let's move on to the third question. And okay, so
Stefan.
Stefan
Steve.
asks,
Yeah. Mhm.
I find that sometimes I struggle with whether to work out in the mornings or at night. What have you found to be the best time to work out, and how do you stay motivated to do so? So I already covered the, how I stay motivated. And that question, really, I've tried both. I've tried being a morning workout person. It just doesn't work. I feel like you need to find what works first for you, and then second, or for your schedule. So some people are forced to work out in the morning before they go to work because they know that once they get home, life happens, family happens, and they won't get it done. So they're forced to work out in the morning. And other people, just if you have the the luxury to choose, you have to find out what works for you. I've tried doing it early in the morning, first thing when I wake up. It doesn't work for me. I feel like a zombie, and that's because I'm not a morning person. I feel like a zombie. I feel like I don't give it my all because I'm so sleepy, and I just, even if I've been awake for an hour, I just doesn't work for me. What works for me is later on in the evening or in the afternoon when I feel like I'm more awake and my body, is not as tense. So that's what I have found to work the best for me. And when I was doing it in the morning, I don't see a difference in my results. Like when I was doing it in the morning versus when I do it now later in the afternoon or evening, I feel like for me, myself personally, I see no difference. It's better for me. I enjoy it more once my body has some time to wake up, move around, loosen up. And so just find what works best for you. Try both.
Mhm. Awesome. Wow, you just totally rocked it. You just bam, bam, bam. Very, very awesome. All right, so I've got a bonus question for you. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but we have an individual that just signed up to become a coach. His name is Don Lyles. And then I was thinking, what better, I can't think of a better way to start your coaching journey off than by getting some advice from one of the top coaches in Beachbody. And I'm not just saying that to pull her chain, y'all. She is, you were in the top 100 fastest growing coaches in Beachbody, and we've got what, 250,000 coaches. So
A lot.
go ahead. This is like a pop your collar moment for you, right? Yeah.
Thanks.
So okay, so he is signed up for a coach. Right at this point, we haven't had our GSR yet, but at this point, I believe he's looking to become a discount coach, and basically he wants to utilize this coaching opportunity to really help him stay accountable to his fitness journey. So is there any advice that you can give him as a new coach entering this particular company to help him with his fitness journey?
Well, with this fitness journey, first I would say it will help signing up as a coach, whether you are only looking for the discount or you're looking to help people. I found when I signed up as a coach, I just feel like there was more eyeballs on me, so it kind of pushed me to be even better. Knowing that other people around me knew, and I do encourage you to let people know, like, hey, I've signed up as a coach just for the discount and just to help myself keep myself more accountable. Like, knowing that there's people going to be like watching you a little bit more now, like that really does push you to just work harder, be more committed, be more strict. It's something about others knowing that you could either fail or succeed that really puts like more fire behind your booty. And some people need that, that works perfectly for them because it just pushes them. In those days where you don't want to get off the couch, you think about those people who you've told, and you're like, oh, like they're going to ask me whether I worked out or how's it going, and I'm going to have to be honest and let them know I'm rocking it, or I've slacked off and I haven't worked out like in a week. So embrace it, let people know about it, because I feel like it will help you stay more accountable.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Man, we rocked this. 17 minutes. I think that's a record, Leticia. Man, I'm serious. That's awesome. All right, so guys, one last thing, one last plug before we go. If you would like to more information with Leticia, you want to friend her, I'll put links on Facebook and also Instagram. you should follow her on Instagram. Her videos are freaking amazing. You know, if you're just like lacking like inspiration to work out, and I do this sometimes. I'm like, oh, I feel like working out, and I'm on my phone, and I see her. I'm like, oh, she's getting it. I got to get mine. You know, so I'll
Yeah.
put the Instagram link on the, in the description of this video as well. So thank you so much, Leticia, for just dropping by and visiting us, and giving us your words of wisdom, and I appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It's honor, and guys, keep on kicking butt. Just keep on keeping on.
All right. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All righty.